custom for him. I'm starting right here because just above this screenshot is where his address is, and I'm not gonna show that, just to oops, just for his own privacy here. He followed me on Instagram and said he's excited to see how the watch turns out. Well, this is pretty much what he ordered. Essentially, it's what's commonly called a ghost mod. This was one that I had built previously. Will it look similar or identical to this one? Pretty much identical. Now, the problem happened because what happened was, a little after September 1st, I moved. And we had to pack up my house pretty quickly and then get moved into me and my fiance's house. A lot of the packing and moving I was doing myself. What you can see here is me saying whenever I finish unloading this truck is when I'm going to be able to get to it, because I had started packing right after he paid for that. We just moved, so I know how hectic it can be for sure, he says. You have any extra bands too that might look good with it? And I tell him about this other one that I have, and we go through that. So September 5th, he says, hey, just seeing if you got moved in. Still getting moved in, haven't unpacked all my watch supplies yet. Those were at the very front of the truck, and if you've moved, you know that the stuff at the front of the truck tends to come out last. September 8th and 10th. The 8th through the 11th, we actually had a death in the family and had to travel to North Arkansas from southern Missouri for that funeral. Unfortunately, my fiance's grandfather passed away. And right here is really where it starts to go downhill. 3+ days, well, no, it was more like 3 days, and I was actually out of town and busy and trying to console family at that point. You can just read on and see what happens. And then he says, also, if you don't have the decency to return my money because you, quote, don't have it, you can go fuck yourself, you piece of shit. I'm sorry, but there's no reason for anyone to ever talk to me that way. You can see my response here. I'm guessing this guy has never ordered a custom watch before, because he says, I'm not waiting an effing month. Most custom builds take about 2 or 3 months. He calls me fat and lazy here. I'm a little bit overweight, but I'm not lazy. If you stayed true to your word, just keep reading here. Here is where he starts to threaten a civil suit, which is pretty entertaining. Over $225. Yeah. And to be honest, I only charge $25 over the cost of parts. I make $25 on every custom build. Why? Because this is a hobby. It helps with my depression and anxiety that I came out of the military with. So really, I'm not in this as a business. This is just a hobby for me to make a little extra cash. Right there is where he gets real classy. Real classy. Doesn't care about anything going on in my world. For some reason, that message was was sent twice. He says, I broke contract and I want a refund. I don't know. You can continue to read some of my responses here. Either way, what he says here, I sent you money, you are now saying you won't refund me, and I don't have a watch. Meanwhile, I had promised him that he would get his watch. And as you'll find out today, he did get his watch. But not in the just not in the time frame he wanted, but he did get it. He said, I'll hear from PayPal, Chase, a lawyer on his behalf from here on out. Well, I reached out to PayPal, and they're actually helping me to mediate. Chase did reach out to PayPal. Chase never reached out to me, and no lawyer ever reached out to me. No lawyer is ever going to take a case in civil court for something as small as $225. what I meant to say right there at the top. This is not a businessman. This is a hobby. Make $25 on each build. Alright, next I'm going to see if I can pull up the messages that were sent between me and him by PayPal, the dispute messenger. That gets interesting. Okay, so here's the customer's watch. Built according to specification.
Give that knife to sharpen.
As you can see here, it does tick. Being placed in a hard plastic case with foam, top and bottom, securely sealed. This is the box it's going into. We are securely wrapping the entire hard plastic case in bubble wrap. Put some more on the sides. Bottom. This is the $15 cream suede band that the customer also ordered for an additional $15. Also being added to the package. Thank you. I'm reusing a box, so we're going to get a fresh label with his address on it here in just a moment. Okay, so here we have the completed package. They misspelled his name, so it is spelled correctly now. That is his address that it'll go to. The address that he gave me. All ready to go, as promised. on PayPal in their dispute messenger. If I can, I'll add those in the middle before this one. Right here you can see photos I took from the video I took. These are just screen captures from me packaging the watch. I take extreme care in packaging his watch between two pieces of foam in a hard plastic case, which I then wrap in bubble wrap and place in the box. Enclosed is a band that he also paid for. The tracking number is right there at the bottom, and it's a very clear picture of his address as well, but I'm not going to show that. You can just see his tracking number right there. He messages me today, the 28th. Now that was this last Saturday. He claims that it's broke, reporting it to PayPal and Chase, and most likely sending it back. He says it's also not white like I asked for in our original conversation. He didn't ask for a white watch. The screenshot that he sent me showed a silver watch. He got exactly what he ordered and never once mentioned anything that he wanted as white. So I don't know where that comes from. He also says it looks cheap as F. When the watch that he sent me a screenshot of, which I blew up to show all of you, was another watch that I built from the same parts. So I don't know what he could be talking about here. Now, he also received a video link, or he should have anyway. If not, I actually included it later. Well, I know I actually included it in the PayPal dispute messenger. I did take a video of it running as I packaged it. You can read my response here if you like. I'll just slowly scroll through it. And right there is a link to the video. In that video, I very clearly hold the watch up to the lens of the camera for about a good 6 seconds. You can clearly see the watch ticking. So I really don't know how it could, with how I packaged it, I don't know how it could not be working, because that movement was new. And I have evidence that it was working beforehand. I don't know why this guy is being such a pain, but anyway, we'll see what the next step is. PayPal tells me that the claim that was filed through Chase was that the product was not received. Well, even PayPal tells me the tracking number and the fact that he's messaging you about it tells us that he received it. So, according to PayPal, I'll be covered by seller protection. And what we have here is the PayPal dispute messenger conversation between me and Mr. Trammell. Bear in mind, this is after he and I have started corresponding by Facebook Messenger. He says, seller Jared said he would have the watch sent to me by the end of the week and has now ghosted me. You'll recall that he and I had already been messaging by Facebook at that point. Seller has responded that he does not have my money for a refund. Jared has blocked me and refused to refund me or tell me when I would receive the watch, and that was incorrect. I left the Facebook conversation because he was being so vulgar and rude. And I did tell him that I would complete the watch, but I did tell him I would not refund him. So he's got a couple of mistakes, well, one mistake and one outright lie. You can read my response here. all the screenshots in here are of the Facebook Messenger conversation. Here's another response from me. And there's more screenshots. I made sure that they saw everything I was having to put up with from this guy. He says, regardless of personal opinion, I believe it's the first right we are given as a citizen. I don't even know what he's talking about there. Jared told me it would be done in a week and never gave any excuse for it taking longer before I reported it on here. That's incorrect. I had already explained to him that we were having moving delays. He ghosted me after multiple days of trying to figure things out before reporting it on here. He messaged me over the weekend while I was with family out of state for a funeral. I'm not going to be on Facebook during times like that. He even had time to bash a person on Instagram. He's referencing something that I had posted about 2 weeks prior. Someone who was bullying others. I had taken some screenshots and posted them there, but that was a couple of weeks prior. And at that point, he's going through my personal Instagram, which is quite strange. I don't know why he bothered to look that up. He says, at this point, I believe Jared will put a malfunction in the watch. I don't know why he would think that. I like how he misspelled believe up there. Never expressed his move and the delay for 3+ days after the deadline. No, I did talk to him about the delay, and I did talk to him about the move. That's clearly seen in the Facebook Messenger that we just went through. At the end of he said it would be done in a week, and it was not. Therefore, his end of the deal is voided, and I would like a full refund. That's not how it works. You can read my response there. I like how he says here, I have reason to believe Jared would corrupt the watch. Why would he think that? In the video that we're going to see next, you can clearly see that it runs as I'm packaging it. He also says that I'm vulgar and rude. Well, I don't use any type of vulgarity at all. And I do call him what he is, a narcissist. Why would I want revenge on anyone? I don't care. Then he continues to say that I ghost him again. This is 4th or 5th time he's brought it up now. Here he's talking about how I'm posting on Instagram, which I wasn't doing. And I don't even know why he's bothering to look me up on Instagram anyway. after this point here, where he says, I do not want the watch, and to be honest, I am scared for Jared to have my shipping address at all. I've given no... I've given him no reason to be afraid of me, or to be scared of me. I'm not going to do anything to threaten him. He lives pretty far out of state. Here again, just more examples of how this guy is just a total friggin' loon. So, got some good news this morning. First thing when I woke up, I see this. You can see it arrived at 1:36 a.m. Case status update. We're happy to confirm the following transaction was covered under seller protection because you met the PayPal seller protection requirements. Well, Mr. Trammell, attempting to defraud somebody just did not work out in your favor this time.